Hello, hi. So this is Ruchira, and today we're going to be working on something together, which is cutting different vinyl colors in one project. So the plan is that we have already done the color planning. Okay, so in the previous video, in last day's video, what we've done is we thought about a project to do. We took an SVG, we look at the different parts, we look at all the vinyl that we have, and we have planned it. Okay, according to the sheet of paper or the project size that we were working on. In this video, we will be cutting it efficiently using our Cricut machines. Okay, let me take you to Cricut design space. This is what we have currently. Okay, so this has, we will go to color sync to find how many colors, 1 2 3 and 4 colors. Okay, so we will keep all those colors up and we will remove the rest from our tabletop. Okay, so we have one dark pink, one baby pink, one coral, and one lilac. Okay, so taking you to the table, here we have one dark pink, one baby pink, one coral. Which one would look better? I think this one will look better. This one, and one lilac. Okay, now these two are smart vinyl. Okay, and these two are regular vinyl. And today I'll show you how I transfer these vinyls. Okay, so that should be in the next video, but this one we will just be cutting these. Okay, so let's go over here to Cricut design space, and here we will plan it out. Now look at the positioning. If it is a complex layered project, what we like to do is to add some kind of registration marks. Okay, those registration marks help us to line our projects well. Okay, but in this case, this one will be very easily layered because it doesn't have much. Okay, everything will fit inside each other, and even if it's not, it's like a bouncy design. So overall, if a tiny bit of placement is off, it will not be that obvious. So we will not worry about that. I'll just check if anybody is watching. If anybody at all is watching and they have any questions, you can let them, like, write them down in the comments below. Let me know them and I will answer them. I'll just check the streams on YouTube as well as on Instagram. If you're watching me on Instagram and you think that whatever you're seeing is not making sense, it's because you're just seeing a cropped part of the Cricut Design Space app. If you want to see it in its completion, hop on to my YouTube channel where you will be able to see it in the proper landscape format and it will be easier for you to grasp. So it's youtube.com/FunLurn, and that should take you to the YouTube channel. And I have an entire playlist over there. So whatever we've been doing for the entire month of March for the National Craft Month, and I started on day 1 and today is day 18 that we're covering. Okay, so we have all this ready, and if I click on make it, which is on my maker 3, you have to have your machine selected. So I'll just click on make, and if I do that, it will, you see, it has divided into 4 mats. That means I will need to load it 4 times. If I need to load it 4 times, it will take me more time to do it. And also like different mats, multiple mats. Okay, so a lot of effort will be put on. So what I'll do is I will do something that will help us cut everything in an efficient way. So first of all, this entire thing over here, if you just hide all this, these are just hearts and arrows, right? You don't need to have them placed like this because that will waste a lot of vinyl. So what I'll do is I'll click over here and contour, and I'll contour this heart out and close. So now you have this. Now I will right click and duplicate, and then I'll bring it, and I'll bring it over here and then contour, and then just hide all this and bring this in and close. Did not do it. Contour, hide this, close, and now you have all this, right? and this can easily be cut in a small piece of vinyl, and you just have to layer it separately and that should be fine. So I'm going to select all this and click attach. Okay, now when I cut this, what I'll need to do is I'll have to like manually take off the outside. So what I try to do is, when I'm planning out my vinyl, it is easier for me if I have a rectangular frame around it. So some people like to do an offset. If you do an offset, that will create a path outside, but that will still have an additional work of trimming out that piece of excess vinyl that we don't need. It makes cutting and planning our next project easier if we do what we do is this. Okay, so I bring this over here and click on this lock icon, and I'll just change it to white for the time being and bring it, like I'll press Control Shift and open bracket, so that will actually open box bracket, that will bring it down, and I will just do like this. So that will cut an outside border to this design. When it does that, it will be easier for me to weed and also easier for me to keep the rest of the vinyl safe for future projects. Okay, so select all this and attach. Now this entire thing we know will be cut in this coral. So now we will have this ready. Okay, next I'm going to unhide this part. This similarly, I want this to be having an outer cut path. So I'll bring this, change the constraint proportions, send it to the back of the path, resize it, select everything and attach. And this is baby pink, so I'll change it to baby pink, and we have this U part. Okay, next is the mom part, and I'll just unhide both of these. So we need them both. Okay, we also need the mom part and the rock part. So I'll have it placed like this so that everything cuts efficiently. And you know what, sometimes I also like to add some other things in between, so I'll just go ahead and click on some shapes and add some extra hearts so that the internal piece of vinyl is not wasted, and I can keep these for my daughter or for future projects. So I'll just add some pieces right over here. Okay, and then a shape, unlock the proportions, change it to white, send it to back, and I'll just make it like this, right? And it will still have some outer portions of the vinyl that will be removed, right? So I can add some more shapes over here, stars. It needs a little bit of work, like extra work than what you would be doing generally, but it would be saving you and also giving you some extra pieces that you can, if you have a business, then give them away. Okay, add them to the order, and your clients will be happy, and you will not waste, because I see crafting is a hobby that generates a lot of waste. And see, we all are so possessive about our supplies. Sometimes we don't use those products that we buy, waiting for that perfect project. Okay, and then when we get that project, it's like what we end up is having something nice, but also wasting some part of it that we would not want. Okay, so now we have a lot of extra pieces that we can cut, but when we weed that, we would want this part to be easily weedable. Okay, so what I'll do is at this point I will create an offset, so you will see how it helps. Okay, I'll click on mom and create an offset of this much and apply. Okay, so what it does is it creates an outline, and that will help me weed out that part even with the hearts and stars that we've added. Okay, and click on rock, offset, and apply. Okay, and in that offset I can contour out the small parts. We don't want them to be cut separately. That's all. And this one is cutting through it, so I'll just remove it. And these two black parts over here, I'll just bring it down here. Mum, combine, build, and send to back. Now we have this entire thing ready to be cut. Excuse me. Now I'll select everything and attach. Okay, and when I attach that, I am going to change its color. Okay, so it is not letting me change its color. I do not know why, but you know it's white, so it's the dark pink color that we had. Okay, so the next one is just the crown, and it's going to be in the lilac color. So I'm going to add a shape to the background, change it to white, send it to back. Okay, and then select it all, change its color to lilac, what it was. And this one is actually baby pink, which has gone. So I'll just let it be lilac. I know it's baby pink. Select everything and attach. And now we have these 4 pieces. Now if I click make, it will again change it to different mats. Okay, but that's okay. Now I'll show you the trick that I'll use. Okay, now this one is coral, right? So this is when I'll do the cutting and placement on my mat. So first piece is over here, that is in the dark pink, or dark pink. So this will be around 5 inches by 5 inches, right? So I'll trim a piece of 5.5 by 5.5 that I'll place on the top left corner of the mat. Okay, so I'll now take you to the table where I'll plan my vinyl placement. So what I'll do is I'll have all these vinyl be put on the same mat, so I don't have to do it over and over again. So just removing it and keeping it here for the time being. Just checking if everything is going fine. Yes, it is. Taking you to the table. Now, this is the piece that we want to be kept here. It's 5.5 inches, right? I'm going to trim it down to 5.5 by 5.5. So I'll just bring out my trimmer and change it to 5.5. And trim. Okay, so this is the piece that will go in the top left corner. And I use my sprayer so that it sticks well. Okay, what is next? Let's check. Back to design space. What we have next is this coral. Okay, so I will click on these 3 dots and move object to the first mat and click OK, and then move this right over here. And you see what size do you need? Okay, just move it over here to see. Okay, the size is more than 1 inch wide and 1, 2, 3 inches tall. So just keep it over here and then take you to the table. Okay, and that is the coral piece, this one, right? And it needs to be more than 1 inches wide. So I'll just use my smaller trimmer for this. Just insert it from this side. has to be a little more than 1 inches. This much. So I'll just trim it off. Keep it away. Keep it here. And keep it right over here. And use the brayer. Were you able to see it? Did I show it to you on the table? Yes, I did. Now taking you back to design space. Over here we have nothing. Over here we have two things. Okay, now this one has to be cut in lilac. So I'll move the object on this mat, confirm, and move it down here. And you see how tall it has to be? It has to be almost 2 inches in height and 2.5 inches in width. Okay, so that's what we will do. We'll just bring it down here and take you to the table. Okay, so that this lilac thing, okay, need to trim it down. Two and a half inches. Okay. Keep this over here. And this piece of vinyl right over here. And then use my brayer to adhere it well to the mat. Okay. Next, I'll take you back to design space, and then this U, I'm going to move object, move to this mat, confirm, and I'll take it down from this side to this side. So that I'll just see how much it has to be. It has to be around 1.5 inches high and 2.5 inches wide. So I'll bring it over here and take you back to the table. And then again use my smaller trimmer to trim this piece of vinyl down to 1.5 inches high. And there we have everything ready. Now I just need to place it right over here. And then adhere it. Right? Now I will take you to the table. Fine, you're already at the table. Open my machine. Turn it on. Get it ready. And you see over here the blade that I'm using. It is currently the pink one. Not the pink one actually. It's a simple premium fine point blade, but I have added a pink vinyl to it. This is to make sure I know that this is the blade that I use with my cardstock. I have a separate blade that I use for my vinyl because this blade runs for a very long time. Whereas my cardstock blade, it gets blunt very, very fast. So I'd like to keep separate ones, just like we have separate scissors for paper and cloth, right? So taking you back to design space, now everything over here is ready, right? I'll just check if you are able to see me fine. If you're able to see design space, fine. Design space, where are you? Okay, now you're able to see it. I'll just check if the stream is going fine. If anybody has any questions at all, please let me know. I will be very, very happy to answer them for you. So I'll do this. I'll just move it right here. So now you know. So everything is placed on a different corner. Okay, I'll just move this. You're seeing two of me now. Okay. So we are ready to make the project. We just have one mat, so less work. Also, if it's the project that you have to do over and over again, it saves you a lot. Okay, I see a heart over here is touching at this border, but that should be fine. I can go ahead and back. I can go back and move that heart, but I will let it be for now. I'm going to click continue and select my machine, which is Maker 3. and it's choosing watercolor paper, which I don't want. I'm going to choose vinyl. Okay, so from here I'm going to choose just simple matte vinyl and done. And the pressure should be default, and that's it. I'm all set. I'll take you to the table now. I'll just check if the table is visible. I'll take you to the machine now. Okay, and over here I'm going to insert the mat. This is when it will check the mat length. And once that's ready, it's ready to cut. Now it has a blinking go button. Press the blinking go button and I will let it cut it. So it's first cutting the hearts, then some part of the dark pink vinyl, and once it has finished cutting, I will do the assembly in the next video so that everything is properly broken down into different sections and it makes sense. So I'll just add, if you can see me over here. Yes, you can. I'll just check if anybody has any questions. So what we're doing over here, all those who just joined, what I'm doing is I have created one project from one single SVG, broken it down into different colors, okay, and then I have chosen different colors of vinyl, and that I've done all in the previous video. In this one, what we're doing is we are efficiently cutting them so that we are not having waste, like not a lot of waste vinyl. Also, we will be having a lot of saved time and efforts, because instead of cutting on 4 different mats, what I'm doing is cutting it all on one single mat. So it's a lesser effort for my machine, it wastes less electricity, it saves me vinyl because I am able to plan my project well. It also saves me a lot of time and effort. And I have also made sure I have included little tiny hearts in the project so that I can use it for my future projects. In this project, I'm using two kinds of vinyl. Both are adhesive vinyls, but two are the smart vinyl, which have a rigid backing. So in the next video, I'll be sharing on how to transfer this efficiently using the materials which you have on hand. So once it finishes, I will just show you how they look, and we will also weed them. So weeding will be covered in this video. This entire series has been planned for the month of March, wherein I'm doing different videos every single day. And as a part of this, I have covered many different projects, including debossing with your Cricut Maker, as well as your Cricut Joy Machine, engraving with your Cricut Maker, and watercoloring with your Joy Machine, as well as your Cricut Maker machine. If you want to check any of those videos, then you can check the playlist or go back in Instagram if you're watching it on Instagram, and you'll be able to see all those videos. I've also covered a hack. So if you just have a Cricut Joy Machine and if you want to use different gel pens with your Joy Machine, how can you use it? So that's my first video, the very first one that I did. You can go and see that. I have done a beautiful engraving using Cricut Maker in one of the videos. So that's also worth watching. And I would love to show you what all we have done. But if I do that, just when I open it, usually the projects are finished cutting. So I'll not do that. I'm just dropping it for today. And as I spoke, it's just done. The maker is so fast, it's just done cutting everything. Now, one thing that you should not do right now is just to take it out as it is. That's a big tip, okay? So what you do is you have to test if it has cut well. If it hasn't, then you send it back, okay? So I'll just take my reading tool, and here I will check portion. Check if it has cut well. Yes, it has. Now since it has already cut well, I can easily take it off the mat You see how easy it was to weed because of what we did. We did an offset, and half of our work is already done. So we are ready to take this out of the machine. I'm just going to take it out and bring it to the table. And you just saw how easy it was to weed. Now we will go ahead and weed the rest of the pieces, and I'd like to show you what I like to use for weeding. So there are a set of things that I have found very easy, and okay, I can't find it right now. So what I've done is, in a mechanical pencil, I have added a needle. Okay, so that makes a pin pen, and that makes weeding easier and easy on your hands also. And it's right over here. So this is a small mechanical pencil which I got with a compass. Okay, and I've added this bit of needle on it. So if you don't have a weeding tool, or you find a weeding tool is not working for you, this is a good hack. Or these tweezers. Okay, these are pointy tweezers, and these make weeding so easy. You know, even my daughter could do it really easily, and she's only 6. Okay, this is the quickest way I've found to weed tiny pieces, that I can just pick them up like this and weed them. So least effort put in is to have these tweezers, and you can just stick them all on your finger, and then you can keep them away. However, if you have this, it's very hard to just place it on your finger. Now I'll just trim this part off. And we're done. You see how quick that was? Good planning goes a long way. You see this one? If you had not put a border around it, you would have just wasted the rest of the vinyl. If you just do this, it just comes off. And then you can manually trim the outer part if you want. Okay? And you see that I have not removed any of the vinyl from my mat. This is the reason. Okay, it makes, like, I don't have to hold on the vinyl because the mat is already holding the vinyl for me. So it makes my work easier and faster. And the last one is over here. Just grab this piece and remove and grab and remove and grab and remove and grab and remove. And just like that, all of our pieces are already weeded. How quick was that? In the next segment, I'm going to show you how to put this together. Okay, so watch the next video for that. If you think this video helped you, or it can help anybody else who is a newbie or is struggling with vinyl, or like planning and management of projects, or if you think somebody else needs to save on the material, just share this video with them. It will be very helpful. And also we will generate lesser waste on the planet, because we would not want all this plastic to just be dumped when it can actually be used. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful crafty week ahead. I'm Ruchira from FunLurn, and I create digital craft files for crafters just like you. I have a website wherein I have a lot of freebies as well. I will link my freebie library down in the description. Also, I'm a Cricut contributing artist, so if you are an Access subscriber, you can access my files from Cricut Design Space itself. So there's also a link to my profile down in the description. You have fun crafting, and see you in the next video.